All right, so in this video, if you guys can tell, there's one wheel that's not like the others, but they all have something in common. All these wheels have something in common. If you haven't figured out, they're all MWX wheels. Now, am I an MWX fanboy? Yeah, pretty much. But also, this 5-spoke design, I mean, yeah, there's nothing else like it right now, and it's just a sweet design. And I also like all my stuff matching, so after, a few weeks, a few months, when you start collecting wheels for the cars, you build up an arsenal pretty quickly, and that's what I've got here. The other cool thing about these rims, these are all made out of nylon, which is a material that's acetone safe. And that's kind of what I want to show you guys. People may or may not know this, but if you want, you can remove, after you glue the tires, you can easily remove the rubber and keep your rims fresh so you can reuse the rims with a little bit of acetone. So, found this in some drawer in the house. Probably some ones I shouldn't be using, but we're going to go ahead and use it. Put a little bit in. Guys, you do not need much. Like, that's plenty. You see, that's probably like 20 milliliters. Like, it's not even filled up that way. And then I have some tires and rims that I want to remove. And make sure you guys use a glass jar or anything that is a true I think it's called polyethylene plastic. Do not use a regular plastic container because acetone will eat away and pretty much dissolve that plastic. So it needs to be a glass jar. Works great. So let me pull out the tires. I think all these I wanted to get rid of. So if you guys want to see my little tire system, I put 2 and 5 dots. So this means it's 25 degrees. Marka V5 25. That's the only compound I run is V5, so it's easy. And then these I just labeled, you see KS 38. So these were 1038s, 1138s, same thing. So I've got to get rid of those. These tires are done. Then you guys can see more 38s. Those tires are done. What were these? These were 30s. You see three dots, 30. My little system. I think that's it. Yeah, I needed front tires bad. So all you do, magic. Toss them in there. Look at them, stare at them. Then close the lid. Make sure it's nice and tightly closed. And let it sit. So big shout out to CompDoc. I actually didn't have one of these jars. I was telling him about it. Without even asking, he hooked me up. He found one in his cupboard at home, brought it to me the next day, and now I got an awesome little jar to dissolve the CA glue and get my rims back, because I'm in dire need of some rims from some front rims. So maybe if you guys can see in the corner, I have some of these. These are pretty much my favorite baseline tire. You guys should know what this is. Marka V5 compound, 30 degrees. These are where it's at. So the reason I don't use PN tires anymore is for a few reasons. Alright guys, it's been, I don't know, a couple of hours, and let me get something to grab them out. Get some pliers. We're going to remove these guys. So moved them out of the acetone jar. Obviously, so some of my labels that I labeled the tires obviously are going to come off, all that little adhesive. And these literally come off. Oops. Drop one. Whatever. I'll get it later. But literally fall off the rim. A little bit of residue on there. Maybe if I left them for another couple hours, it wouldn't be. But we will clean those residue off. And as you see, one by one, these rims are like new again. Oh yeah, and if you guys are wondering, can you reuse the rubber? No. The acetone really kind of messes it up. I feel like the acetone like gets absorbed a little bit by the rubber. I don't know. You guys can see, like, look, the tire just tore off. This is a PN tire. I wonder if it just, yeah, this, like, you can tell they shouldn't break that easily. They just fall apart. So, anyways, yeah. So, let me pick up what I dropped and let's talk about the Marka tires, guys. Talking about tires, the Marka tires, you guys really need to switch to start running Markas if you want to kind of take your racing to the next level, right? So the reason is it's not going to make you faster by any means. On the lap, your lap times won't be incredibly faster. However, the car is going to handle way more consistently, way more predictably. And that's really important. Because what happens is with the PN tires, they break in, they run fine. And all tires have like a sweet spot where like they run their best. And with the PN tires, you hit that sweet spot and then the tires start to fade. And then you're constantly changing your radio settings to accommodate for the changing tire grip levels because the performance of the tire is changing. So it's really annoying because it's like one 10-minute session, your car could be running just fine. But the next one, it's like, wait, what's going on? And then the next session, maybe the grip level comes up a little bit. Sometimes it happens. You think it just keeps fading slowly. It doesn't. Sometimes all of a sudden it comes back and you're like, what the heck? So it's just not consistent. Also, when gluing the PN tires, they tend to be chunk up a little bit more, and even when they wear, the way they wear is a little bit different. I wish I took some before and after pictures before I put them in the Acetone. You can kind of see they wear a little different. The Marka tires, they wear very evenly, very smoothly. It's not they don't get as patchy. Now, can I feel that difference when driving? Maybe, but maybe that's the reason why I feel that the grip level is so consistent. Now, here's the disadvantage of Markas. Markas definitely, this is the V5 compound I'm talking about. They wear fast. They wear faster. Let me say, they don't wear like super fast, but they wear faster than the PN tires. But the grip level is the same from the beginning of the tire all the way down to when it's paper thin and there's no tire left and you start hitting the the lip of the wheel on the plastic. And you know when you hit that because then the car starts driving all funky and hooks to a side and pushes bad. Yeah, that's the biggest thing. So reasons why I'm not really running PN front tires anymore, Marka's just better, period. Now, I've only been running the V5s. Problem with tires, there's so many compounds, so I try to just kind of pick one, get used to it, learn it, and then I'll try. I think the V4 compound is supposed to be a little bit longer wear, but because it's longer wear, that means it's going to be a little bit firmer. So then you have to change the shore, the degrees. So instead of running like a V4 30, you'd probably be running like a V4 15 or something. So I got to experiment with that later. That's going to come up soon. The other tires I'll touch on real quick are the V5 or no, I'm sorry, the V1 compound HG. They stand for high grip. It's like the new gen of Marka front tires. And those are very aggressive and they don't wear, right? So it's very interesting. I need to get more practice and get my hands on some more of those. However, for my track, they're a little too aggressive, or maybe it's just my driving style. I'm definitely more of a point and shoot, so I turn in hard and just punch out of everything. Maybe if I'm a little bit more smooth with it, I can definitely control them. But for the tracks I race at, the HG's a little too much. Not by a lot, by a little. So maybe one day if it's like really cold or something and there's not much grip, those HGs are going to be money. But for most racing, the HGs will work at the beginning of the day, but by the end, yeah, I'm going to switch to like a V5 30, maybe a V5 25 if I need a little bit more. front end action. But yeah, that's kind of it on the Marka tires and, you know, MWX wheels. So I'm going to clean these up and, yeah, get some fresh rubber mounted. Let's get that started. So check out. Yeah, great. Oh, by the way, side note, let me pause it real quick. Gray nylon rims are the softest rims. The next softest is black. These are like medium stiffness, and then black nylon rims are extra stiff. But if you get the polycarbonate wheels, the regular plastic, which are not acetone safe, those are all like extra stiff, and you can't really tell a difference in stiffness by color. These happen to have different properties because of the different colors, I guess, however they make the material. So the gray acetone safe MWX wheels are the softest. They have a little bit of flex in them. Do I notice it while driving? Maybe. Am I good enough to tell the difference? Probably not. So right now I'm running these, but yeah, if I went to like a, you know, really want to compete, I'd probably run all the PC wheels so I can get the most, I'm assuming the stiffer the wheel is, the more consistent the tire, I'll get more consistent tire act, like grip action with the track. So, oh, I dropped it again. All right, I got these tires all mounted up, cleaned and mounted up. Get these tires glued and get ready for some laps. So hope you guys enjoy. Hope you guys learned something, kind of hear my thoughts on the Marka tires. Maybe helps you in your personal racing game. Like I said, are they going to make you a faster driver? No, but they're just more consistent, and that is definitely noticeable. If you're like an intermediate to a more advanced driver, you'll notice it. And speaking with some guys at the track, they're like, they just started trying Marka tires. I think maybe they saw me running it, or they saw some other people running Marka fronts, and they started trying them, and they're all kind of like, yeah, they're just a little bit more consistent for sure. They just handle really dang good. So more predictable and all that. So if you like the video, like and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.